So I just want to see if you listen. This teenager gonna sing first. everything changes. And that's the truth. God has a way of changing it. Many of y'all know tonight that sometimes you need people to come into your life to help mold you. You ain't helping me tonight. I was thinking while they were singing, a lot of times God, divinely, without you even knowing it, makes you take steps, puts people around you, brings folks into your life to challenge you to be better. And I'm glad of that tonight. That God loves me enough for me not to stay on the same level of even failure. God promotes me and provokes me, I should say, to the next level. And aren't you glad of that? Give me like an A. Let's get their feet and turn around and shake some people's hands. Well, if you're in the battle for the Lord and ride, all that fiery line. If you live, my brother, surely you might find all that fiery line. There are many dangers that we all must face. If we die the fight is no disgrace. How live the service even Well, once like a bird in prison, I dwell. No freedom from my sorrow I feel. But Jesus came, He listened to me, and glory to God, He set me free. He set me free, yes, He set me free. He broke the bonds of prison for me. Well, I'm going down, my Jesus to see. Oh, glory to God, He set me free. Now I am climbing higher each day. Oh, darkness of night has drifted away. My feet are planted on higher ground, and glory to God, I'm homeward bound. He set me free, yes, He set me free. He broke the bonds of prison for me. Well, I'm going down, my Jesus to see. Oh, glory to God, He set me free. Now, this is the verse I never knew that. How many knows one day we're going to be set completely free, right? Come on, let's have church. Well, goodbye to sin and things that confound. All of this world shall turn me around. Well, daily I'm working, I'm praying too, and glory to God, I'm going through. He set me free, yes, He set me free. He broke the bonds of prison for me. Well, I'm going down, my Jesus to see. Glory to God, He set me free. Thank you. Sing that, sit down, Jordan. Sing down the rainbow, sing down the rainbow, sing down the rainbow. Sing down the rainbow, sing down the rainbow, sing down the rainbow. many knows there's the Holy Ghost is in that rain? How many of y'all have been like Elijah, that you feel like you've been in a drought before and just needed the Lord to rain on you? And I appreciate Him doing that the last few days. I've prayed more in the last few days than I've prayed in 5 years. That's the truth. I've just got along with God. I told the church this morning I built me an altar at my house, and I've stayed on it this week. It seems like every time, even in the hours of darkness, when everybody else is asleep, I've had to get up and go to that altar and pray. In fact, I preached on the altar this morning, and how needful it is for our life. And I appreciate the Lord. Is it all right if I preach now? Y'all okay with that? I feel like the Lord has laid a message on my heart. I don't know who this is for. I don't know if it's for me or for somebody else. But I'm going to follow what the Lord told me to do. Is that okay? You'll find this reading in the book of Genesis chapter 19. Several years ago, I preached this sermon. And yesterday, or day before yesterday, the Lord reminded me of it. And I got my notes out and read over my notes from a few years back. And I'm sure I'll not preach it like I did then. But I felt like the Lord said to me, on Sunday night, I want you to preach this message. And so, how many knows that we can use the same gun, we just put different bullets in it every time we fire, right? And so if I can follow the Lord's will for my life tonight, let me get to my scripture. Genesis chapter 19, and then we're going to the book of Luke, chapter 17. You won't need to turn to the book of Luke because you can trust me that I'm going to quote this scripture in Luke the right way. Amen? And how many come tonight is going to help me preach? I preached so hard this morning I wanted to go home and lay down for 6 days. But I didn't. And I haven't rested today. But I feel like the Lord would have me to preach this. Genesis chapter 19 and verse number 15. Let's back up. Verse number 12. Let me give you what's happening. Abraham has pitched his tent and he is waiting on the Lord to come by his tent. The Lord and 2 angels show up there on their way to a city called Sodom and Gomorrah. They are going there because Abraham has been praying. He has been praying for his nephew Lot that has pitched his tent towards Sodom and now is a resident of Sodom. And if you study Bible history, he had become the mayor of the most lustful city in that known day. He sat at the gate, controlled who came in and who went out. But 2 angels went to that gate. He couldn't stop and he couldn't keep out. And so this is the angels that went to him in verse number 12. The men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides your son-in-law and thy sons and daughters and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of this city. Notice verse 16. But while Lot lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters. And the Lord being merciful unto him, they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant has found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto. It's a little one. It's a little city. Oh, let me escape there. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. He said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also. I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Now I want to go to the book of Luke chapter 17, one of the shortest verses in the Bible. Chapter 17 and verse 32 simply says, Remember Lot's wife. You can be seated tonight. This may be a Sunday morning sermon, but I don't have a Sunday morning crowd here. So I'm going to preach to whoever God sent this way tonight. Genesis chapter 19, you Bible readers know the story. God has sent 2 angels to those cities of Sodom and Gomorrah to destroy the city, and not only to destroy the city, but to also to deliver a righteous man's nephew before he brought judgment to the land. Aren't you glad for God's grace? I think we'd have to agree with me tonight that every church has had sad stories of backsliders in them. One of the saddest things we can do is to understand that there is people in the family of God that they can be singing one minute, praising God one minute, and then all of a sudden sin can come into their life, and then you see them outside the will of God and outside the church, and they end up in places they have no business being. Help me right now. I wish somebody help me. Jesus said in Luke chapter 9, verse number 62, No man putting his hand to the plow and looketh back is fit for the kingdom of God. Every time somebody backslides, it brings a reproach upon the church. The Bible says to backslide is worse than to never be saved to start with. Not only do you bring a reproach upon yourself, you bring a reproach upon God and upon His church after you have been saved if you leave the will of God. Paul reminds us to that church in Galatia. He says, I marvel that you are so soon removed from the grace of God. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 38 said this, For the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, his soul shall have no pleasure in him. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 20. I feel like preaching tonight. The Bible said that you have escaped the pollutions of this world through the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. If you there are again entangled and overcome, the latter end is worse than the beginning. For it had been better for them to not know the way of righteousness than after they had known it to turn from the commandment delivered unto them. Can I preach tonight and tell you that it's a terrible thing to heed the call of God on your life, and it's a terrible thing for you to think that when you're saved you can do anything, live any way you want to, and still go to heaven. There is a definite call of God from out of the world and get in the church and stay in the church. May I remind you tonight that the Bible gives us clear definition that only those that's in the house when the Lord comes, He's going to save. It's the 10 coins in the crown of the woman. She's got to keep all 10 coins. And ain't it amazing tonight that according to that parable, she lost the coin while in her own house. I'm led to believe tonight that you don't have to get out in the world and sin to backslide. You can backslide. You can go to hell right off the people that backslid. It's a terrible thing to backslide. I can tell you this, on the backside of my ordination papers, 23 men signed my papers agreeing that they had tested the gift of God for me to preach in my ministry, and they signed the back of my ordination papers saying, we're going to stand behind you and we believe in your calling. Out of those 23 preachers and deacons, only 3 of them are preaching the gospel today. Some of them are dead, but the others are backslid. Help me preach right now for a minute. Jesus told his disciples, it's better not to make a vow than to make one and break it. He that grabs hold of the plow and turns back is not fit for the kingdom of Almighty God. Jesus told his disciples as he spoke in those last days, remember Lot's wife. What would ever make Jesus turn around and reach back into past history and remind those disciples of this tragic story? Why reach back to those far days? I believe it's because Jesus was trying to get them to realize it's not he that starts running a race that wins the race. It is he that runs until they finish the race. I wish somebody helped me tonight. Hey, can I tell you that Hebrews said we all run in the race, but only one obtaineth the prize. It's he that finishes the course. I'm glad the Apostle Paul said, I fought a good fight. I ran the race. I kept the faith. And now that I've done all of that, henceforth now there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord my God shall give me at his coming. I believe I'll just hold on a little bit longer until the Lord comes, and I'll receive the reward. Why would Jesus reach back into that story? Lot's wife had come. The Bible reminds us in Luke chapter 9, Jesus says, remember Lot's wife. Luke chapter 17, I'm sorry. Remember Lot's wife. Lot's wife had come into contact with holy men because she was married into a family of the father of her faith. She married a man by the name of Lot, the nephew of Abraham. But it did not make her holy. Are you hearing me tonight? You can come to church all you want to. You can be married to somebody that's right with God. You can have a mother, a father, grandparents that was right with God. It doesn't mean that you're right with God. Help me preach right now. You can be in a family where people in the family are blessed, but it doesn't mean that the blessing is on you. You can sit in a church where everybody shouts and praises God, and you can have the mentality, if they're going, I'm going. Honey, can I remind you tonight that living for God is a personal relationship with a Savior. And once you meet Him, you have to walk with Him. Help me right now. If you turn around and quit, He has no pleasure in His soul that withdraws. She knew about the promises of God. She knew about the sacrifices. Lot's wife knew about the faith of Abraham. She knew the faith walk. In fact, she had watched Abraham walking. They had bowed at Abraham's altars, but she never made an altar for herself. Help me right now. There came a day, the Bible said, that her husband's herdman and Abraham's herdman couldn't get along. And Abraham told Lot, said, you choose which direction you want to go. Wherever you go, I'll go the opposite way, so that there be no strife between me and thee. In order to not place a wedge between Abraham and Lot, Abraham allowed Lot to choose. Can I tell you this morning or tonight that it all comes down to choice? I heard that old writer in the Old Testament say, choose you this day whom you're going to serve. But as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. We're not going back on the other side of the flood. We're not going to serve the enemy. We're going to serve God. I wish somebody would make it up in their mind tonight that no matter what comes your way, no matter how many trips you got to make to an altar, no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many sweetness might be in your life, I wish somebody would make it up in their mind. We're going to hold on till the end comes. Abraham, the Bible says that Lot hid headed towards Sodom. How many of y'all know that once you pitch your tent looking towards Sodom, you'll eventually end up in Sodom? If you don't want to live in Sodom, don't pitch your tent toward it. If you don't want the consequences of Sodom, then turn your tent around. You didn't hear me. I said turn your tent around. If you go to Sodom, it ain't nobody's fault. You can say there's strife, there's bitterness, there's arguing. I'm just going to get out of church. I'm going to quit. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you can blame it on the preacher, and you can blame it on individuals that go to church. Honey, if you end up in Sodom, the blame doesn't fall on anybody but you. Help me right now. I said the blame don't fall on anybody but you. You're going to stand before God one day, not with anybody around you. You're going to stand there and give an account for what you've done in the flesh. Lot didn't enter Sodom in a hurry. No, sir. It was a process of time that drew him to the city. He first pitches his tent. He gets to looking down on those well-watered green lands of Sodom and Gomorrah. The devil will paint a pretty picture because sin is pleasurable for a season. Yes, sir. But what are you going to do when the season of sin comes to an end? What are you going to do when it's over? I'm preaching pretty good tonight. I said, what are you going to do when the season of sin is over? He's looking down towards Sodom. His tent is pitched there. And the more he focuses his vision on Sodom, is the more he starts walking toward that city. He goes there with a wife. He goes there with 2 daughters growing up as teenagers. He comes to the city of sin and lust. And all of a sudden, before he can turn around and leave the city has now got a hold of him. Can I tell you tonight, you can't handle being away from God. You must move to the cross and stay on an altar in order to stay right with God. Look at the gross sins. Just day by day, Lot headed towards Sodom. Look at the gross sin. The city was full of lust, it was full of pride, and it was full of abomination. It was so simple that the Bible said that the men of the city, when the angels came into the city, the men of the city wanted to physically lay down with the angels. The angels looked like men. They had took on the form of men. And when they walked in, they knew something. The men of the city were so perverted that they knew something was different about these 2 men that come to the city. And so they wanted to be a part of that. And they moved to Lot's house and started beating on the door saying, listen to this is how sick it was. Send those 2 men out so we may lay with them. And you know what Lot did? According to the Bible said Lot was a righteous man when he got to Sodom. But then it said he was vexed with the filthy conversation of his mouth. Listen to this. That word conversation in the original Greek means he was vexed with a lifestyle that was not righteous. He was righteous because he was Abraham's family. But he was not righteous in his own integrity. Help me preach that. He was righteous while he was hanging out at the church. But when he left the church, he was righteous as long as he was bowed at the altar of Abraham, but not when he left the church and become unrighteous. I'm going somewhere. Come on. So bring those men out so we can lay with them, knocking at the door. Here's how crazy and vexed Lot was. He said, I'm not sending the men out, but I'll give you my daughters so you can rape them. What daddy would do that? You can have my daughters. You can carry out whatever lustful acts you want to on my daughters, just not these 2 men. And out of respect for Abraham, God had sent those angels to Sodom to save Lot and his family. When those angels, here's what the Bible says, gave the word to Lot of coming judgment, the Bible said that Lot's word was the word of a mocker to his sons-in-law. He literally went to those 2 boys and said, listen, we got to get out of here. things are bad. You don't understand. These two men that's come from a far land have told me that God's going to burn this city with fire. We got to leave. You don't understand. I'm a righteous man. What do you mean you're righteous? You're doing the same thing we've been doing. No, I'm righteous. I'm Abraham's family. And he could not convince them because of what they had saw come out of his lifestyle. So here's what you're going to do. You got to get out of this city. Lot tells, shakes his son-in-law, get my daughters and let's go. Let's sneak out. But it seemed that the sons-in-laws, like Lot was walking, they wouldn't believe in him. In fact, to the point that the sons-in-laws never left the city.
Come on.
They stayed in Sodom and Gomorrah. Listen to me. If you don't hear nothing else I say, listen to this. The Bible said, and I read it in your hearing, when the angels told Lot to get out of the city, Lot lingered. There is a danger in lingering when God is calling you. Lingering. The old man of God preached a message years ago. Brother Claude Ely that wrote, "Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down." He preached a message years ago entitled, "Lingering may be your doom." They lingered. He just stood around and lingered. And the Bible said that the angels grabbed his hand and had to drag him out of Sodom and Gomorrah. He was so used to sinning. They headed toward the mountain. Listen to this. The angels led them out of the city, and on the way to the mountain, the angels said, "You get to that mountain. You stay on that mountain." And Lot said, wait a minute now. Hold on. I don't want to go to that mountain. Ain't it weird how God can deliver us with grace and mercy, and we still want our own way? Here's what I want to do. I don't want to go to the mountain, Brother Tony. There's a small city over here. Why don't you just let me turn aside and I'll go to that city. I'll get in that city. That way I don't have to struggle to climb the mountain.
Come on.
And Lot did his own will. He shook the angel's hand off, grabbed his two daughters and his wife, and here, listen to this. Here was the command. You don't look back. He didn't say don't go back. He said don't look back. Headed toward that city. Out of Sodom and Gomorrah. The only commandment they had was do not look back. He didn't tell them don't turn back, don't run back. He said don't look back. There's a danger in looking back. He that looketh back is not fit for the kingdom of God, the Bible says. Here's what they did. On the way to that city, she turned around, she looked over her shoulder back at Sodom. Now it's burning with fire. And there's probably wailing and weeping. There's probably screams coming from Sodom because of fire burning people. And whatever was going on in Sodom, it caused her just to turn her head. And when she did, God turned her to a pillar of salt. She stands there today. You can still go to Israel today and find her. She stands on that road coming about toward that city. Listen to what happened. I don't want to go all the way to the mountaintop and just turn me into this city. Here's what he did. Lot grabbed his two daughters and went to the city. And while in this city, I can prove this and I can read it to you in the Bible. While in this city, somewhere in that city, he got a hold of a bottle of alcohol. He started drinking alcohol. And then he decided to try to climb the mountain unsober. That's the problem with a lot of us. We are unsober in our thinking and still think we're climbing for God. He started climbing that mountain. And climbing that, in climbing that mountain, he found a little cave to rest in. The Bible said he got in that cave with his two daughter-in-laws, and and they got daddy drunk. Two son-in-laws are left back in Sodom, dead now, burnt with fire. And we have no children, his daughter said. So why don't we carry out what we saw in Sodom and Gomorrah? And why don't we lay with our own father while he's drunk?
That's right.
Have incest with our own father and raise children unto him. And you know what the Bible says? They did that, and both of them got pregnant. Both of them. See, the problem with that is you don't know how far sin will take us. You can start off playing around with it. Preach to me, preacher. I said you can start off playing around with it, but you don't know the end result of it. How would you like to be a grandfather to two boys and be the daddy also? Lord, help me. He turned his wife into a pillar of salt. Let me just say this. She stands there today as the last photograph that was ever taken of her. Those disciples had seen it. They had been to that land. They had seen that statue standing there, that pillar of salt. They had heard the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and was deep in that. When Jesus said, hey, by the way, boys, remember Lot's wife? If you're going to remember anything, remember what her last photograph was of her. Get you a picture in your mind. This is what happens when you walk away from God.
That's right. Amen.
I don't think you're hearing me now. Maybe I'm just preaching to myself, but this week God has troubled my heart. And I told you I've built an altar in my house, and I've been praying and praying and praying and throwing myself on the altar, and I've been giving a living sacrifice to Him. I've been pouring out everything out of me, trying to get, I want to be a better person. I want to be a different person. And here's what God told me. He said, I want you to be so close to me that nobody has the power to get between me and you. If you give up everything you desire, I'll bring everything you desire back to you. But you got to be willing to give it up. I got to thinking about this week. What would it be like to lay in a coffin? Walk away from God. Quit preaching. Throw my Bible up on a shelf somewhere. Hide it so nobody ever knew it. Take my ordination papers down. Throw them in a drawer where nobody ever knew I was a preacher. Brother Terry, just start living a life of sin. Get way out left field somewhere, drinking and drugging and running and doing all I could do. The right opposite of living for God. How would it be to that little girl that I've got, that 23-year-old girl, to watch her daddy go out in a coffin, her have to stand at the head of that coffin and shake hands of everybody that walks by, knowing that my life turned out to be a mockery. Help me right now. My daddy preached. I can't imagine her standing there saying, my daddy used to be a preacher. He preached for 33 years, but he walked away from God, and the end result, he's laying in this coffin. Come on, somebody, right now. You know, I know of several preachers that have blown their brains out, committed suicide. I know some that hung themselves simply because sin had took over in their life, and they could not forgive themselves, and they could not find their way back, and the last photograph that was ever taken of them was them hanging from a rope. Our Bible tells of one by the name of Judas. Last thing that's ever remembered about him, he hung himself away from God. Could you imagine my daughter standing there shaking hands, knowing in her heart, Dad died of failure.
Yes, bro.
Dad preached for 33 years and then went against everything he ever preached.
That's the truth, preacher.
What would it be like? To be laying in a hospital room, hands in the air, cursing God, the same God you used to preach about. How would it be to be in a pulpit, living for God and loving God and be anointed by the Lord, only to wind up downtown under a bridge somewhere, so strung out on drugs and in a wino that you can't even remember the days when God was with you. I'm preaching to somebody tonight. A warning of the Lord. What about it, church? Absalom, you're David's son. You're next in heir to the throne of Israel. Your hair is beautiful. You're anointed. You've got a look about you that everybody is drawn to. They're praising you. They're singing songs about you. Deep in your heart, they don't know that there's a sin of pride there. There's a sin of rebellion. You're fighting against your dad, the king. You're trying to lead a revolt against him, and here's how you'll die. That same beautiful hair flowing in the wind. The last photograph they'll ever take of you is you hanging from an oak tree somewhere on a battlefield when 3 darts drove through your heart. They'll cut you down. They'll cut that beautiful hair. Your body will fall and hit the ground. They'll bury you in a tomb on the battlefield of Israel. You'll never make it to the throne. You'll never be a king. You'll never wear the crown. You'll never overcome. You'll never know the blessing of all the land of Israel.
Yes, God.
The last photograph that'll ever be taken of you is a photograph of rebellion. What about it, Judas? You saw the miracles. You was with the Lord. You went out and preached the gospel. You was anointed. God ordained you as one of the original 12. What about it, Judas? You laid hands on the sick. You raised the dead. The Bible said you came back and reported miracles are being done in our head. And the Lord said, greater things are you do than I did. But now you hang in a potter's field. A rope stretched tight around your neck. No life's blood in you. No air in your lungs. You hang there and it's a snapshot picture of you walking away from God.
That's right. Amen.
Oh no. There goes the snap of the rope to fulfill the prophecy, and you fall headlong down into the valley that they bury strangers in. And you now, there's the rocks, and your body smashes up on the rocks, and your bowels gush out on those rocks.
Amen.
Last thing ever remembered about you. Is it possible tonight? I know a man of God used to pastor a Baptist church. He got church hurt. His first wife left him. When he did, in the old Baptist church, you couldn't preach if you'd been divorced, and so they told him, you can't preach anymore. Doing what he thought was right and churchy. He folded his Bible, said, I'll go to church, I just won't preach.
Amen.
But you can sit in the pew and you don't do what God's called you to do.
Right. Amen.
You'll backslide just as sure as I'm standing here tonight.
Right.
It was just a few months he quit. He lost his joy, lost his calling. Now, from the tips of his fingers all over his body, he's tattooed everywhere. He might weigh 120 pounds. He walks bent over now with a cane. He's not an old man. But sin has taken a hold.
That's right. It will.
Sin has taken a hold. Now, he'll curse God. Now he curses the very people he used to preach to. The last photograph, he said to me the other night, I'm dying. And I didn't know this.
Praise God. Yes, bless him, Jesus.
But just a few nights ago, he had to walk home. And he happened to walk down this road and walked with his cane up into this parking lot. And on one of the coldest nights of the year, he slept on our bench at the church. You know what he was saying? Is there still refuge in that building?
That's right, amen.
Come on, bro.
Is there anybody that cares?
Yeah.
I'm not preaching a fairy tale tonight. I'm telling you, this world is full of those people
That's right.
that sit on a bar stool somewhere, remembering what God used to do in their life, but now they're away from God. The last photograph that's ever going to be taken. There's a pastor by the name of, or an evangelist, I should say, by the name of Brother Rich. He was preaching at an evangelist meeting, a revival, when a whiner out of the community staggered into his meeting. The pastor of the church, after doing some praying with him, asked the deacons to set him down while he preached a while. So two brothers followed the man outside. The wino said, I ain't sitting down, and he stumbled back out the door. And two brothers got up and followed the wino out the door. And they shared Jesus with him. And he got saved.
Amen.
In the parking lot of the church. They took him home with them. Brother Tony, they did what the church ought to be doing.
That's right,
Come
amen.
on.
They allowed him to use their bathroom, to shower in. They cut his hair for him. They fed him. They clothed him. Months later, he kept coming to church. Every service he would come to church. The church bought him a little camper, put it in the church parking lot where he could live in the camper and just walk across the parking lot to come to church.
Amen.
The church paid to feed him. One night after church, he left church, walked across the parking lot, got in that little camper. And inside that little camper, he reached over on the bed, got his Bible, had it laid out on the bed like that, got on his knees beside his bed, laid his Bible in front of him, put his hands up in a praying position, and started praying. And in the middle of his prayer, he died. When they found him, rigor mortis had set in. Hands were still folded. Still on his knees with the Bible open.
Yes, God.
And they noticed that the pages were still wet. The last photograph of that man could have been in a back alley somewhere
That's right.
with wine on his breath, but it wasn't.
Amen.
You know why? Because somebody cared to go after
That's
him.
right.
That man. So his last photograph was him praying and reading the Word of God. Preacher, I'm okay. Let me ask you a question. What will your last picture be of you? Half-hearted? Lukewarm?
Yeah.
That's right.
Think you're okay? God asked me these questions this week. What are you doing, Joe? Do you honestly think you're going to get to heaven because you're a preacher?
Bless him, God.
Do you honestly think that what you're doing is enough? I know we go by the grace of God, but it's grace through faith.
That's right.
It's a process. Preacher, I don't feel condemned for what I'm doing, but what if God was taking your last picture?
That's right.
What would you be wearing? I've asked that question before. You know, anytime we snap a picture of somebody and say, oh, don't take a picture of me, I look terrible today. I'm not dressed right. My hair's not fixed. If God was taking a picture of you tomorrow morning or tomorrow night or Friday night, Saturday night, on a night you wasn't at church, what would you be wearing? What would you be doing? What would you change about you so that the picture came out better? Or would you still be trying to justify what you're doing? Remember Lot's wife? Remember Lot's wife? Remember? Preacher, I ain't hurting nobody. Not being as close to God as I should be. All it took was one person in that family pitching his tent towards Sodom, and it moved the family there. All it took was one woman turning around and looking back at Sodom, and it interrupted the whole course of that family. The whole course. Those daughters would have never laid with their daddy. Lot would have never dreamed about getting drunk and laying with his daughters had he never went to Sodom and saw all that abomination. Incest would have never crossed the mind of that nephew of Abraham that had knelt at Abraham's altars, except he put himself in Sodom and Gomorrah and he watched men lay with men, women with women, doing that which was an abominable in the sight of God. Whatever sowed the seed in Lot's daughter's mind of what incest was. I was a little boy, and my daddy drank all the time. I was 9 years old when my daddy started drinking. And I'd go over to his house on the weekends and he would come and get us when we got to stay with him. And my mom would sit right there and she'll tell you, if I'm telling a lie, Mom, you stand up and tell, you're a liar, Jody. I'd pack my overnight bag, stay in the weekend with Dad. I'd sit on the front porch and wait for Daddy to show up. Later on that night, Mom would come out and say, son, come on in. He's too drunk to come. He's probably at the bar playing pool. Come on, son. I'd get up. I walked in the house and listen, weekend after weekend, I become more bitter and more bitter and more bitter. Until my dad started trying to tell me, boy, you better straighten up because I become uncontrollable then. Then I would say, who are you to tell me? I'll go to the bar if I want to. You do. I'll drink when I want to. You do. You know what happened? I'll quit when God tells me to quit. At 10 years of age, for the first time in my life, staying at my daddy's house, my dad said, son, run to the refrigerator and get me a beer. I didn't know what beer was. But I went and got a beer out of the refrigerator. Got one of those cans. I come back, he was drinking Budweiser. I come back, handed him the beer, he said, thanks, boy. Slapped me on the arm. I thought, So for days, I'd go and get Dad beers every time he wanted one. Then one day, there come a day when I got the beer out, popped the top, carried it to Dad, thinking, I opened it for Dad. It wasn't too many days after that, Brother Randy, I'd go to the refrigerator and I'd pop the top.
Bless my brother, Lord.
And take a sip. And I'd carry it to Dad.
Bless him, God.
Dad, he never thought about it.
No.
You know why he never thought about it? He never got close enough to me to know what I would smell like or what I was doing. I was 15 years old when my dad passed away, and I've never felt his hug. don't know what his hands felt like, except the back. He wasn't mean, and I wouldn't say he abusive to me, but when if you done something wrong, he didn't care to put you in line. But I can't tell you, he's never held my hand. So he never smelled the beer on me. The first time he ever knew I was drunk, I was about 13 years of age, maybe 14. And I come in early one morning and come into my mom's house. And she was close enough to smell me. Son, you been drinking? You're right, I have. If you think I'm cocky now, I was cocky then. Mom said, I'm calling your dad. He'll straighten me out. I said, get him up here right now. Call him.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because Mama didn't know what I did. Dad drove up in a 1979 Trans Am, a smoking the Bandit car. Painted just like it. He pulled up, got out of the car, got to the front door, and when he beat on the front door, Mama opened it. There he stood with a Budweiser in his hand, too drunk to drive.
Yeah.
You can't lead your children into something when you're not walking in it yourself.
That's right. That's right. Amen.
Now, my dad died a good man, and I'm not at all, I don't want anybody thinking I put my dad down. That was just the times and how we grew up. But you know what happened? Somebody pitched their tent towards Sodom. And I learned about Sodom. And I'm not talking about the homosexual part. I learned about Sodom, that city of sin. I learned about it. When I was 16, 17, I was stealing cars. I was doing anything I wanted to do. Until somebody got to praying. And God sent some angels. I'm talking about God sent some people into my life to draw me to Him so that I wasn't destroyed along with the city. I'm telling you tonight that the enemy of your soul will do whatever he can. If you think you're anointed, and you think you're powerful, and you think you're straight with the Lord, and you think you're flying high, and if you think nobody knows, they know. Did you hear me? I said they know.
Yep.
And God knows. God knows. And nobody else matters. It matters what picture He's taken of you.
Man.
Not what other people are taking of you. Come to that table, please. How many believes tonight that I preached the truth?
Amen.
Give me probably a G. Go to the F. Y'all remember that old song, Victory in Jesus? How many remembers that? We've not sung it in years. Can we just end this service tonight by everybody that can stand it? And let's just sing it as loud as we can. Can we do that? Put words to that. I ain't singing it so long I don't even remember the words. I heard an old story, how Savior came from glory, how He gave His life on Calvary to save a wretch like me. I heard about His glory, of His precious blood once for me. Then the songs we were raised on. Amen. Amen. I appreciate the Lord tonight. I hope you heard the word of the Lord. We'll have service Wednesday night. Listen to this. I'm going to give you a couple of announcements. January the 20th. What day will you take it to youth? January the 24th and 25th. If you have a teenager here, we want them to go on a youth trip with us to Pigeon Forge. We're going up on a Friday evening. We're going to get hotel rooms. We'll have boys in one room, girls in another. We'll make sure they don't cross. Praise God. And amen. And we'll go to Pigeon Forge that night. We're going to stay the night in Pigeon Forge, and then we're going to spend all day Saturday up till Saturday evening with me wrecking everybody on go-karts and beating everybody in putt-putt and all that stuff. And so, anyway, if you have a teenager, we want them to go and be a part of that. And I've done something this month with the youth I've never done. I've told these teenagers, the teenager that brings the most teenagers to church this month, I'm going to give $200 to. Where's Tanner at? Tanner ain't here?
He's not, but his friend is.
But his friend's here. Tanner come to me the other night. I just started this last Sunday. Tanner come to me Wednesday night and said, I've got 8 on my list already, pal. They've already come. So you're going to owe me some money. So other teenagers better get busy. And so, anyway, we're doing things to help with the youth and to do stuff with them. So if they're a teenager, we want you as a parent to say, hey, go and be a part of this, okay? And we're going to do some good things in the next couple of months with them. Love you. God bless you. We were supposed to have a meeting tonight after church with the leaders of all of the programs. And we're going to wait to do that till next Sunday night because I've got 2 programs that I've got to figure out who the leaders are going to be. And so we'll see you all Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Shake somebody's hand. Ronnie's going to the back door with the offering plate. You can give it a tithe and offering tonight. Good night, and God bless you.